Jesse, we rolling?
Man, we are rolling. Let's do this thing.
Are you gonna share it?
Let's share it, bro.
Okay. So about 2 years ago, I was on this project in Los Angeles where I met this producer named Chris. Now this is Chris. He had an accent that I really couldn't place, and then he said,
I'm from Curacao.
and then I said, Cura who?
It's an island right next to Aruba, right off the coast of Venezuela.
And then I said, oh, okay, well cool. Maybe I'll visit.
You should visit, and you better have a douchey time.
What?
What did he say?
Don't worry, you'll get it when you get there.
So I packed up my bags, I invited Jesse, and we were on our way to eat our way across Curacao and immerse ourselves in this amazing tropical island life. So I'm gonna be leaving here with my belly full, but I will very much so miss most of the people and just the pride they had and where they come from, the heritage and the history of this place, but also their eagerness to open up their homes and open up this paradise to share it with me. My words can't do this justice. Curacao is just one of those places that you just have to visit.
How you doing?
Douchey, bro.
The island is douchey.
So how do you say, where are you and what's the language again?
Papiamento.
All that is the language, is what it's called? Papiamento?
That's how it's called.
Papiamento.
Exactly.
Papiamento.
Yes.
How do I say, where are you in Papiamento?
Naunda
Ooh, okay.
bota.
Naunda bota. Hey!
Hey!
We in there, we in there. Okay, y'all. Now this is Tirsa. She's one of the most fearless persons I've ever met. Like everywhere we went, it seemed like everybody knew her, right?
Yeah, for real.
So we just got settled pretty quickly and headed out on our first culinary adventure.
Let's go.
This is Barbecue Express.
Okay, so what's the significance of this? Because, you know, as a Texan, we judge barbecue kind of harshly.
This is more the Curacao Caribbean local barbecue.
Okay.
We are hooked to the food trucks here on the island. So we
Okay.
have different kinds of food trucks on the island, but this one is special to my heart.
Okay, so two things you gotta get here. You gotta get the Caesar salad with conch and the picanha.
Picanha.
These are 5 of the most popular meats, right? So we got pork
Exactly.
chop, we got sausage, we got beef, it's like rib, some chicken. That chicken looks really good. And then this is the one you were talking about. This is one of your favorites,
Exactly. Not many people know about this actually, the
God, look
conch
at-
salad.
First off, this is from a food truck. And then this is what is that? The Philly cheesesteak. Look at that. Oh, the gooey.
Caribbean way.
And you're gonna see what they're doing over here in Curacao. That was good. That was really good, actually. I kind of want to finish the whole thing. I know, I gotta go eat dinner after this, but that's good. How is it?
It's alright. It's alright. Yeah. It's alright.
You know, this doesn't need any sauce though.
Perfect.
Gone
It's
here
good.
about 10
I know.
seconds.
I gotta stop myself from eating it. Oh, I'm gonna try this beef real quick. I'm gonna dip it in the peanut sauce. Here we go. I didn't get a good taste. Let me try it one more time.
One more time.
One more time. I like peanut butter too, but no.
Tell me.
It's sweet, salty,
Salty,
and savory all at the same time.
That's
Like your
balance.
mouth, yeah, like your mouth can't stop from watering.
Yeah, it like melts in your mouth actually, and
Mhm.
you want more and more and more. Imagine if you had fries with it, so
Oh
you
my
will
God,
be
you
like
gotta
on the
sop
fries.
it up. This is the really hot one, just to show.
That's good.
I'm not scared. I'm never scared. I'm Texan.
That's good. That's good.
It tastes really good.
Mango habanero-y.
Yeah, it does catch up to you.
Yeah.
Thank God we didn't
This
ask
is the
for fries.
last bite. This is the last
one,
bite. Don't mind if I do.
And that was just the appetizer, bro.
I know, and I was already full. And I remember we just hopped in the car and we drove out to this place called Peter Mai for this dinner tasting at a place called Kanya Bar and Kitchen. More or less, it's like an eclectic restaurant that I'd characterize as snappy casual, but with a chill island vibe.
Remember that big old mural when we first walked in?
Oh, yeah.
That got our attention like right away.
Yeah, it made us pretty excited to eat the food. And boy, did we eat.
Maybe a little bit.
We had pisco sour, a dark rum with extra spice, some coconut milk ceviche with the watermelon. Oh my God. The tuna tartare with a dollop of this ginger ice that just melted in your mouth.
Yeah, it tastes like ice cream on top of this.
It was like part cold dessert and part hot savory entree.
It took me a minute to like figure out what was going on.
Yeah, like your mind
wait
is
a
just
minute.
blown. And then birria tacos that would make any Texan pretty proud. And then these sous vide rum glazed ribs that just melted off the bone.
They're like butter, dude. It was so good.
Just a few good dishes.
I mean, just a couple. It was a handful. It was, you know, they got lucky. I don't think there's one thing that I ate that I did not like. It was just amazing. Flavorful all around. Tea!
Bon dia,
Bon dia! ¿Qué
Bon
onda?
dia, bon dia.
Day 2, where did we start?
Oh, we went to Punda, which is this vibrant district in Williamstad. It had a whole bunch of shops, cafes, and shopping areas. And our first stop was the Curacao Tourist Board. We had to meet the staff that actually made this all possible, and then to pick up our whips for the day, and scooters.
We're gonna go to a local market. We're gonna have delicious local food and see everything what Curacao have to offer.
Hey!
I waited for 16 years in my life, painting.
How many years?
16.
16.
Mama Jean's work is incredible. It focuses on social justice, women's rights, the environment, and really just unifying the Caribbean people of African descent. This represents diversity and really much, I guess, the diversity of the diaspora too. And the beautifulness, all the colors that come together when we come together collectively as black people from all different regions of the world. And then here's the fruit of the labor, the state. I love this painting. So Mama Jean is not just trying to bring people together in unity, but she's also trying to make sure that we come together to protect this place that we call home, this place that we call Earth. And she said we each have a responsibility to go ahead and do that.
This area is still Punda, and then you have in Punda all the alleys. And
Okay.
actually, you should discover the alleys when you come to Curacao. Not just walk on the main street, but walk through the alleys, because then you can find and discover a lot of murals. And there are different murals from different artists coming together, because one here maybe will be from Punda Wings, and the other one will be from the other guy. So they're working together. There's always something to discover in the alleys of Curacao.
You know you're in the Caribbean now, you know, when you hear
Now
the
we're
music
talking,
and
yeah.
then all of a sudden it's sunny and then it rains, it just kind of cools you off.
And now
But
you have some
it's a
music
vibe.
with it.
It's just
It's
a
a
vibe.
vibe.
This is where they call it dancing in the rain right here. Can you salsa? Dancing in the rain. Hey, you already know that. Hey, you know that. You know that.
Only in Curacao.
So this is one of the bridges that actually connects both sides. You remember, so we were in Punda, and now we're going to Otra Banda, which is the other side. And then I remembered that once we crossed over, we began to climb these really colorful steps to see our first chichi. And there were several of these sculptures throughout the island. And so the eldest woman in the family, like the daughter or whatnot, back in the day, she would take care of all the young ones as their parents were at work. Besides taking care of them, she would sit up under the trees and maybe gossip and talk with some of the other chichis there. Now this one in particular though is by an artist named Hortense Brown, right?
Exactly.
And her name is Zuleika, is another name, right?
It's her name.
Her name.
She named her.
Her name is
Zuleika.
Zuleika. And she's just enjoying life. Look at her smiling,
Yeah.
looking down all over Curacao.
Exactly, exchanging information with other ladies.
With the other Zulaikas
With
and
the other
chichis.
Zulaikas or maybe a chichi, you never know.
So these are frozen peanuts, and we're just literally just driving through a neighborhood. And she's like, you know what, let's stop and get a treat. There we go. It tastes like a Reese's peanut butter cup, like a frozen one.
Yeah, and I remember like one of my favorite parts was just driving through the streets, like nothing but art everywhere.
Just casually, you know, first it's sunny, and then it's this.
Ready, right?
We are so hungry. So what do we have here? We are hungry and everything looks great.
Today we have the most local dishes, like the goat meat.
This is goat meat right there?
Yes, that's the goat meat. That's the most local meat of Curacao. Stewed papaya. The stewed papaya is stewed with pigtail and goat meat.
Yeah, that's way too savory to be a fruit.
Yeah.
That's so good though.
And we have the white rice and the brown rice with beans.
This is arroz marron, no?
Arroz moro.
Moro. Arroz moro. Moro.
Yes. With fresh salads, fried plantains. This one is punchi. Punchi is cornmeal. And we have also the tutu.
Tutu?
It's made from punchi from cornmeal, but with beans.
Okay.
And it is a little bit sweet. The okra soup.
You're gonna love it. That flavor is on point.
It's on
It
point,
does
right?
remind me of gumbo. This is octopus in there.
Octopus,
This little pulpo.
fish.
This is called jumbo.
Yambo.
It's funny because we have gumbo in the States, and it sounds really similar. And some people put okra in it. We call it gumbo. And it's a very Cajun, Creole inspired dish. So it's funny. The only thing that's different is the color of it is darker because they have a roux. They make a roux for hours
Okay.
with flour and, and spices, and so it's dark.
Our famous pumpkin pancake.
Oh, hey! Are there berries in there?
Sorry?
Are there berries in there?
No, it's not berries, it's raisins.
Raisins.
Yes. And
I never thought about that. That's a good idea. I never thought about putting raisins in there.
yes.
This is like, I think this will maybe one of the best things I've eaten in a minute. These pumpkin raisin pancakes. I'm making these when I get back.
Delicious.
I don't like a whole bunch of spice with pumpkin. It doesn't. It just
have
has.
spices.
It's just that raisin. It's just almost like it's naturally sweet.
Sugar.
For me, visiting the Slavery Museum was one of the most impactful parts of the trip because a lot of people don't realize that slavery happened throughout all of the Americas, not just in North America.
And it was like right in the city center, wasn't it? Like
Yeah.
where traditionally like the Dutch entrepreneurs were trading slaves at the time.
Right. And this museum was built not only just to pay homage to it, but just to tell a little bit more about the history and the influence of African cultures on the Curaçaoan culture.
We are going to start right here.
Okay?
And what we're looking at, this is the face of a beautiful African lady.
Oh,
Take a look at her eyes, her nose, and her thick lips.
okay. Now I
This
see.
is a real beautiful African lady. What we're going to do, we're going to walk that way, and you keep on looking to
At
the
her.
statue.
At her hair? Oh my gosh!
Okay.
That is so neat.
Okay. Okay, what are
It's
we
the-
looking at?
It's the continent.
Okay, this
The
is
diaspora.
the continent of Africa.
Yeah.
For us, this is Mama Africa, Mother
Africa.
Africa. We are looking at, these are two pillars.
Yes.
Not just ordinary pillars, these are martyr pillars. It was in those days, in the morning when the bell goes, wow, all those slaves knew that they needed to be gathered around here because work was going to be given to them. When they were at work and the bell goes again, this means something was going to happen, and they knew what was going to happen. A slave was going to be punished.
The slave had to whip the other slave.
The slave had to whip the other slave, yes.
And I was pretty moved by her narration, and it was powerful, it was emotional, it was just raw.
Yeah, I could tell that she was really just passionate about it, even though, I mean, how many times do you think she had given that same,
Yeah.
walkthrough?
This is an iron chair. Now a naked slave will be put into this chair, and then this will stay in the sun.
You just sit there and bake, and you're stuck to it. After a while, it's dry. And then once you come out, they throw salt water on you, ocean water. So that way it's just even more excruciating what you have to go through. So we've seen a replica of the ship, and we've seen the shackles, which they had in order to tightly pack them in, like really closely packed. We're gonna go up underground now to see a replica of what that experience was like.
We are right here were slaves were sitting right here, and it will be hands and feet. Hands and feet and chain. They will be shifted to the back. New ones will be coming here, will shift it to the back up until this whole deck was full with sitting slaves.
Just sitting this back like this?
Yeah, with the front over there. Yes, there's 3 or 4, it depends how big the slave is.
It was just as incredible as I thought that it was going to be, even more so. So if you ever get the chance, you've got to come here to this museum because there's so much history here. A lot of stuff that you probably do not know that you maybe weren't taught in schools, and it has a different perspective because it's another part of the diaspora, which is the dispersion of African people across the globe. It's the recognition and the acknowledgement not only of the history but also of the contributions of Black people to build economies around the world. I heard this guy is one of the best pit smokers in all of Curacao. Is it going to deliver?
He's going to deliver.
Is it going? You don't sound too confident.
No, I vouch for this guy. I vouch for him.
What does that say right there? What does that say? Texas barbecue. That's what they say. If you gonna certify yourself as Texas barbecue, I gotta taste it. We gotta taste it.
These are a few of my babies.
Okay.
I got one in between also.
Listen to it. It's so big you can hear the echo.
Smoked goats with smoked vegetables.
Okay. Oh. Now this was my first time having smoked goat.
I have it all the time. What are you talking about? Definitely my first time.
But it was just as tasty as beef. And dude got me to eat carrots, and I'm not a carrot eater. But the cool thing that we always got to do was just connect with the people, and our conversations just made that food taste so much better. It was like catching up with old friends. Light it. Here we go. It's good. It's really good. Compliments to the chef. Boom.
Cheers. Yes.
Time to have some breakfast Curaçaoan style. About to go have something called Johnny Cakes.
Yeah, so here we are at Barrio Street Food. We're gonna meet our local Lisette Keus, and she's the master in lionfish. So we're gonna do a workshop on lionfish.
Aqua Woman. We got the Aqua Woman of Curacao.
Curacao.
So this is a lionfish. It's a really invasive species here. They hunt them because they are invasive and they destroy the coral reef. She showed me how to break it down, which is pretty tricky because the spines are actually still pretty venomous. But once you get rid of all that, we made all kinds of dishes. We made ceviche and quesadillas.
Wontons, fried fish.
Banging. This is some of the softest fried fish I've ever had. One of the saltiness of it. Even the environment, saving the coral reef, never tasted so wonderful.
Oh man, look at these pictures. That second hotel was amazing. And the staff, I mean, come on.
Yeah, they made us feel like royalty.
Yeah.
I felt like, it was like, don't be so nice to us. First off, the welcome to this hotel is like top notch. But this view, my words can't even do it. Just you have to look at this. So we're at more or less like a fisherman's wharf. We passed by this place earlier today, and the smell of the food smells so good that I was like, hey, we gotta come back here. It's called perunchi. Perunchi is the type of fish here. But when I walked inside, it literally reminded me of a family reunion when your auntie and your uncle are out there just frying up some fish or whatnot. And it's one of the best spots, one of the most popular spots for locals here in Curacao. So we had to stop through and get a good meal. Let's go.
Love you.
I saved you a very nice table on the floating terrace. Yeah.
It's like we're staying at this really nice resort, right?
Yeah.
but I want to come eat here for dinner every day because it's a local spot.
I feel like my parents or my family members are cooking the food, and you know, whenever Mama cooks something, whenever Auntie cooks something, it just always tastes like that much better. You can tell that even with her energy, that the food is made with a lot of love. So we have the parunchi right here. We have the red snapper, and then we have lionfish. If this is not your stop in Curacao, I don't know if you get the full experience. That's all I'm gonna say. So it's another reason why I love this place. It's off the beaten path. We're gonna play dominoes. It's like a family reunion.
10, 17, and she has just.
And we won. Not that it matters, but we won.
It's hard to see from the video, but we could see the tip of Venezuela from where we were at.
Which made a lot of sense because a lot of the people that we met were from Venezuela, like Oscar, this amazing mixologist. He combined the enthusiasm and the diversity of the island and even his own heritage into these amazing drinks that look more like art.
Oh, dude, I totally agree. And like, it complemented all the tapas we got to eat perfectly.
We were stuffed that day.
We were stuffed the whole trip.
So we're headed to a safari. My first safari ever in life. Didn't think that existed here in Curacao, but it does.
375 meters high. It's just a bump, right? Well, believe me, when you finish climbing it, you will come back like this. Ah, it's a mountain indeed. That's beautiful because once you're up there, this is wow.
It takes about an hour to climb just from the very bottom. We're about, I'd say, about halfway up. There it is. It's a 360-degree view of the entire island. So we were all the way up, almost to the very top, and now we're here at the very bottom on the other side. And there was a brisk breeze of fresh air. We're getting closer and closer to the coast. Pégate a mí, si tú me puedes provocar, eso no quiere decir que para la cama voy a besarte. Okay, so we've been all over the island. We've been in a car, we've been in a safari, we even did scooters, but we haven't gone on water yet. Look at the whip for today. I'm so excited to finally get into this crystal blue Caribbean water.
Yeah. Terrific Curacao in the building, baby.
Why didn't I start rolling earlier? I wish I had rolled earlier. I would have captured the whole thing. Yeah, Kevin just slipped and fell in the water, standing, doing nothing.
Don't trip, bro.
I'm not gonna trip, bro.
Woo! 3, 2,
1, go!
Your eyes are not playing tricks on you. This is the blue cave. This is probably one of the coolest and most terrifying things I've ever done on a trip. So you swim under this huge rock under a cliff, and then you just emerge into this CGI Avatar-like blue world where you can see fish and beautiful coral. It was magical.
crazy. Honestly, I was just thankful there were some boulders down there that I could like stand on to catch my breath and just take it in, because so much was going on.
All right. Well, that was first of many. So it was the first time jet skiing, first time snorkeling, first time cliff diving, first time seeing going up under a cave and coming up into something that looked like a CGI film. Curacao is a place of first, and you know, this was just this is gonna go down history books. I haven't done something this cool in a minute. So thank you, Curacao. Always giving the love. So one of my favorite dishes in the entire world is ceviche. I can eat it every single day. So I mentioned that to the staff here over at Dreams Resorts, and they have set up a private like one-on-one session with the chef to make Peruvian ceviche, but with a Curacao island twist. So we're gonna go back here and check it out. So you know that ceviche is my thing. I love ceviche.
I wanted to make it with a little bit of coconut milk.
Yeah?
That's something that we have, but I didn't have time to get it. So I'm making another spin on it.
Okay, what's the spin?
So on the island, most houses have papaya trees.
Okay.
So we eat a lot of papayas on this island, a lot.
I've had papaya stoba.
Yes. So you see, that's
Yeah,
something
yeah.
of us. So we have papaya stoba, you have the drink, you have batido. So it's like a smoothie, but made with papaya. It's amazing, you have to try that one. And we have papaya as a salad. And as a twist, we're gonna add the papaya to the ceviche. The sour and the papaya will go perfectly together. And a little bit of salt.
That's the great thing about ceviche, is that it doesn't take a lot of time. There is a science and art to it.
Sure, go ahead. You have the whole bowl.
I'm gonna get some papaya in there. Oh.
Costa Rican, they use some avocado and tomatoes, and I do papaya.
Only thing we're missing here, some chips or some corn. This is so amazing, chef. What's up, chef?
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Here's some fresh coconut cocktail. Cheers. How are you doing?
Cheers. Where's the name come from?
It's an old English word. It derives from victuals, and victuals means everything that you can consume, everything you can eat or drink. And you will have it in an artistic way with a storytelling.
Oh.
So, victual art.
Okay.
And here's little ground where all is sad. Yes, tonight we have the artist Francis in the house, and basically he is the one that inspired me to do all this stuff. I want people to know that we create culinary experiences here, and for people to know Curacao better and from the other side.
So this is Francis's grandparents' house, and he had an art show here a couple years ago, and so he painted a house for the art show. Look around. They're still building onto it, it looks like, up here. It's a This is a cookie. It's a peanut cookie?
Yeah, peanut cookie. The name is letter. We call it letter. Yeah, it's a hard cookie, and we're going to crush this for the dessert we're going to have.
No, I love peanut butter.
Cousin. And he is the father of Francis Link.
Oh, okay. I love it. It's amazing. Like, that's really dope. Hi, how are you doing?
She is my grandma, and she is 95.
Oh, wow.
And she told me everything in the kitchen, the herbs and all that stuff. So I very much appreciate her, and I thank God every day for her and the inspiration and knowledge she passed around to all the family, from Francis, Omar, and all the artists, because she is the main artist.
What's amazing about this garden is that
it's full of supplements. And so it's great to see where your food comes from in a sense, but where your vitamins also come from. Like everything that you can buy like in the health food store, the different vitamins and powders and whatnot, it's actually growing right here in this garden. And the benefit of doing it yourself and having it here is that you get to benefit from all that and just eat the stuff raw. What they'll do is he's gonna take these leaves off, and then this becomes the skewer for the chicken satay, which is brilliant because then it's gonna get infused with all that good flavor. Outside gets really nice and charred and grilled, and then you also get the smoky flavor and whatever else spice mix you want to put on there. I gotta sample it just to make sure. I gotta make sure Shay is being honest with the people. She know what she's doing. Let me go. I'm telling. It's alright.
There you go.
It's alright, Shay. It's alright, Shay.
Like that, right?
It's good.
Curacao is a very fertile island.
Yeah.
This is where we grew everything, in that slavery time. And the
Yeah.
only moment we had was that eating moment,
Yeah.
That family bonding time, how was school, how was work, how was your day, so that's the meaning, that's the essence of food. And that's what we're trying to keep here. So you use everything, you value everything because everything is valuable. And now in this time, everything is worth it,
Especially right now in this time.
Right now in this time,
Just walking through the garden now, I already have a much higher appreciation for what I'm about to eat because I saw that where it came from.
Yeah.
And then I'm watching the hands, that are actually preparing it.
Yeah.
And there's a respect that you kind of feel.
Yeah.
And I love what you said too, just about like back in the day, the slaves and we got that one day of rest, and so it was really important that you get your energy.
All out.
Yeah. And you're sharing food with love and whatnot. So gonna be a lot of love in this food tonight.
Of course, you're gonna feel it.
Yeah,
you're gonna feel it. That's it, man. It's the respect is what you put in your food. The time, the love. Use your own things. Be there, be present in the moment while making your stuff, and people will love it.
Chris was the first forager that I've ever met, and I have so much respect to see him go through a garden and take random things that we may often overlook, and piece them together, and it's a masterpiece in its own right. It's art. So I'm going to be leaving here with my belly full, but I will very much so miss most of the people, and just the pride they had in where they come from, heritage and the history of this place, but also their eagerness to open up their homes and open up this paradise to share it with me. I'm happy to get home, but I'm also sad to be leaving this. But I'm going to be taking back so many incredible memories, and besides just this incredible view that's just so calming and peaceful, and the breeze from the ocean, and the amazing cuisines, and just seeing the similarities to soul food and other African-influenced cuisines across the Caribbean. There was just something magical about that, to know that, thousands of miles apart with different experiences, the foods can be very similar. It's just that depending on the environment you're in, they're prepared differently. So it's our final night here in Curacao. We're sad to leave, but I was talking to the Dream Hotel and I said it'd be great to have a sunset dinner out here, just enjoy the breeze and the sunset. Let me show you what they did. This is for me and Jesse. This is the biggest bromance, bro date ever, and I love it. You have to experience this place. My words are not gonna be able to do it justice. Because the island is beautiful, the food is rich, the culture is rich and diverse, like the icing on the cake with the cool breeze, the amazing views. This is Curacao.
Alright, man, I think we got everything. I think it's time to publish this thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Let's go.